This is Pod Populi, podcast for the people.
Hey there, and welcome to the Cinnamon Effect podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Hand, and I'm thrilled to have you with me on this vibrant journey of discovery and growth. This podcast is your go-to space for embracing intention, where you'll find clarity on your unique path, deepen those meaningful connections, and unleash your creativity like never before. We'll explore how to build unshakable confidence and celebrate the beauty of gratitude, all while savoring the calm that consistency brings to our lives. Thank you for being with me. Let's sprinkle a little cinnamon into your day and make life sweeter, healthier, and more fulfilling. Welcome back to the Cinnamon Effect. I'm Kimberly Hand, and I'm here with Asha Walker today. Asha Walker is a wellness entrepreneur. She created an app called Cured, and she is the founder of Health in the Hood, a nonprofit organization dedicated to addressing food insecurity and promoting health equity in underserved neighborhoods.
Sounds so pretty when you say it.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, that's an incredible mission.
Thank you.
And you are from Florida. We were just talking about this.
In the county of Dade.
Yeah, 305 for life.
Yes, it's in your DNA for sure.
It is. It is something special about being from Florida.
There is. We're cut from a different cloth, no question. For better or for worse.
Absolutely. Oh my God, you couldn't have said it better, because when you see all these headlines and they're like a Florida man or a Florida woman, you're like, yep, I get it.
I know. There's good and there's bad. Maybe we get too much sun here, maybe might be the issue.
I know, right? Which I always think, actually, when I moved to a place where there was less sunshine, it really affected me.
Oh yeah. Vitamin D, it's literally how you make your happy hormones. You need it.
Yeah, you need it. You need it.
So we're lucky in that way.
Totally. I want to know, because you talked a lot about your parents and how what they did in their routines and their exercise shaped you. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So my parents are my heroes. Aww. Also Jane Fonda, because I grew up watching my mom doing Jane Fonda workouts, and going to the gym was always part of our, family routine. My dad would lift weights on the patio. So always knew about movement being just part of a regular, healthy lifestyle. I always joke we didn't have fried chicken. We had Oprah's yogurt baked chicken, and it was just as gross as it sounds. But that was my version of fried chicken. So I really grew up with that as the default. That's the baseline. And that shaped, all that I am interested in now, in growing food for low-income communities, for sharing the gift of wellness with the world. It has really shaped a lot of who I am today.
I love that. Now, you also talked about being raised in the Snackwell era.
Yes.
And that resonated with me, because I was like, oh my God, I forgot about Snackwell cookies.
I mean, it was not just the cookie. It was the whole idea behind the cookie, that you're eating a cookie, but you're not getting the calories. And it's just this diet culture that I think was pretty dangerous. I think we got out by the skin of our teeth. I think, it was sort of that, instead of Almond Mom, we had like Slim Fast Mom. And
yes.
It was, we didn't have
we
didn't have that whole picture of wellness at that point. It was really just about either being smaller or just being active. But I had to really break that mold. That was a big part of my kind of becoming a holistic wellness person, instead of thinking about just a number on a scale or my waistline. But that whole battle started with Snackwells, for sure.
Yeah, Snackwell South Beach Diet was
South
big.
Beach Diet.
I actually learned how to cook out of the South Beach Diet cookbook.
And there's some great, things, they're great takeaways from it, but I think it was so prescriptive and so sort of rooted in not a whole person approach to wellness. It was just about weight, which is great. You want to be cognizant of your weight, but there's so much more to the puzzle.
Yeah. So what are some cornerstones of wellness, and how do you eat today? Because I actually follow you on social media, and I was just saying that your content is so on point.
Thank you.
You record a lot of when you're cooking and your recipes, and not to mention you have an app. So we're going to talk about, there's so much more to this, but can you talk about kind of what your cornerstones are?
Yeah. So I think it's taken a while to shape them, but it's really grounded down into food, movement, and longevity. Those are the pillars that I feel like represent a life in balance. So if you are eating whole foods, you're moving your body on a daily basis, and you're thinking about things that you're doing for your future self, it's a win. You're in a better shape off than if you weren't focusing on those pieces. So for me, those are the three pillars that if you can weave those into your daily life, you're really setting yourself up for happiness.
Yes. And sleep. You talked about sleep.
And sleep, which this week, did you get that tornado alert in the middle of the night at 3 a.m.?
I did not.
My phone off, just like, brr, brr, there's a tornado in your neighborhood. So I had terrible sleep this week.
Oh no.
And I'm feeling it a little bit, but it lets you really remind you how important sleep hygiene is. And it's really the cornerstone. I, for so long, had to break that sort of hustle culture of like, who sent the last email? Was it 1 a.m. or 1:30? And it's like, that's just not it anymore. I really prioritizing sleep has changed my life in so many ways, to the point that now when I don't, I'm so much more effective when I lose a couple hours.
Yeah. So how do you break that whole hustle culture? The urgency. Oh, because guess what? Everything's always urgent, so to speak, right?
It's just not, we're getting hit like a fire hose, like drinking out of a fire hose, it feels like sometimes.
Yeah. Do you put limits on, because you have an app, you have a nonprofit, so I'm sure you're very, very busy, but I want to know, because I think, balance is tough, and maybe we can't even achieve balance, but maybe it's just putting these boundaries on our time. Yeah. So do you have any tips for that?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Recovering perfectionist.
Yeah.
I think self-awareness is the first key. And I think a piece that I'm really working on is celebrating my wins. That helps me slow down a little bit. Like this app took me 3 years to build, and I launched it and I was like, I'm going to enjoy this moment. I'm going to let it really seep in. But society tells us, well, what's next? Well, how many people have downloaded? And and I'm like, whoa, just take a second. So I think it's first setting those internal boundaries and celebrating your wins and taking those moments for yourself. And then just like biting off what you can chew, because it's going to be coming at you from every angle. We're all so busy with it. I mean, to me, I don't have kids, so to me, it's a walk in the park. I don't know how parents do it. Parents are superheroes to take care of another human being or multiple ones. I don't know how they do it and have incredibly successful careers and lives outside of motherhood. So to me, I'm sailing by, but setting those boundaries is a big piece.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the app, because first of all, what does it take? Like, I feel like creating an app, you hear this obviously, right? In our society, there's a lot of apps and things.
Yep.
What does it take to create something like that?
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for it? So dive into that, because I find that fascinating.
So similar to Health in the Hood, it was really a calling. I just knew I wanted to figure out how to further share the gift of wellness with the world. It sounds cheesy, but I think it can really create a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And so I got my holistic health coaching certification from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition right after COVID. Like that kind of made everybody sort of question our lives and our life paths and figuring out how we wanted to contribute to the world. And Health in the Hood was really busy at that point. We were feeding up almost 1,000 people a week, so had a lot of balls in the air. And I just thought, let's add some more onto my plate. But really, it was a calling. It didn't feel like adding more to my plate. It felt like the right thing to do. So got my holistic coaching certification, and then decided that coaching one-on-one was not the space that I wanted to be in. It was so much energetic sort of investment, and I felt like I could help so many more people by really helping people invest in themselves and becoming their own health coaches. And so that was really the sort of origins and genesis of Cured, and then taking all these practices and principles that have changed my life so much when I started to approach wellness as more of a holistic and whole person experience. And I thought, let's just put that all into an app that people can have in their pockets and become their own health coaches, their own healers, their own cure.
Oh, I love that.
Right? It just kind of, it really came to me. I felt like I was very guided to it.
Well, you talked about, so I want to dive more into the app, but you talked about maybe a little experience that you had that gave you a lot of clarity.
Yes.
When you were in Sedona,
yes.
right?
Yes, I highly recommend taking your 4 best girlfriends to Sedona and hiking in the Red Rocks and meditating. It's just the most life-changing spiritual experience.
Love it.
Even for my non-spiritual girlies, they were like, yeah, I felt like I was levitating. I'm like, yes, we won here.
Wow.
It was really just, it was my 40th birthday, and I just thought, we're not clubbing anymore, so what can we do that's going to be, substantial and mark the occasion, but really give everybody something to take home that was special and that really would be sort of hopefully life-changing. And so we booked this incredible tour and hike through the Red Rocks, and Had an amazing meditator that took us through a beautiful sound bath. So just laying on a warm rock, staring up at the sky and being led. And really, to me, I'm spiritual. I believe in, something bigger than all of us. And so that was a really incredible space to sort of tap into that. And I just got the message, like I had been building the app for the last 2 years. And that imposter syndrome was always dancing around. Yeah. And it was like, I heard from whatever you want to call it, my guy, it's like, it's time.
Wow.
It's time. And I went home and I was like, hired a PR team, so I built the app in a library on its own. And then to bring it to life, I hired an app development team. So working with people all over the world and crazy hours. But that was when I said, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm picking my app development team. We're bringing this thing to life.
Wow. I feel like that would be a lot of content that you are creating, basically. Is it recipes? Is it like, can you talk about each kind of section that you have?
Yeah. So there are over 70 modules to start. So when you download it, there's 1.5 years of content. You're really supposed to spend at least 21 days in each practice to really have it stick, to find out if it's for you or not. But the app is broken down again in those 3 pillars: food, movement, and longevity. And within each section, there's about 25 different modules. So everything from mindfulness to sleep hygiene to grounding to epigenetics to eating whole foods to different movement styles. So it really runs the gamut, and there's no wrong place to start, no wrong place to end. And it's really walking you through these practices and trying them on for size. So Pilates might be for you, swimming might be for you, meditation might be for you, putting your feet on the grass might be for you, but none of them might be for you. But the idea is that you are taking on the ownership of trying these practices on and seeing what sticks. And it's broken down, it walks you through, it takes a deep dive. So you're setting goals for each practice. You are looking at where you are in that area currently, and then you're setting goals for it. And then it's going to give you a whole host of activities for you to actually try on. Then it's going to ping you throughout the week and ask you, well, if you're working on your hydration, did you add a little bit of lemon to your water this morning? So gentle reminders along the way. So it's really meant to be a health coach in your pocket that you are navigating, that you are really informing. So you become, again, your own cure.
That's so cool because it holds you accountable.
It holds you accountable, but it's you holding yourself accountable because you said you wanted to get yourself to bed earlier this week. And so I'm just going to be pinging you along the way at 6:30 and say, have you started your wind down routine yet?
Yes.
Your future self tomorrow will thank you if you do.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. That's incredible that it has that technology where it can just react to what you're doing.
We built it in the algorithm. So it will know, it knows what module you're working on, what habit you're working on, and it will ping you accordingly based on what module you're working on.
That is so neat.
Technology and wellness. I know. I worked with amazing female developers, so that was like a big piece of how this became so intentional. But they brought all of my vision and all my ideas to life. I was like, if somebody is working on their hydration, I want to know, and I want to be able to ping them to remind them of practices of how to add minerals to their water, to make sure that they're taking sips throughout the day, to making sure that they're, staying as hydrated as possible.
Well, that's a big thing because I feel like some days it'll be 2:00 and I'll be like, oh my God, I've had one sip of water this morning.
So download Cure. If you're working on hydration, you'll get a few more pings. You've got your water bottle next to you.
Oh, I'm always working on hydration.
I know.
I feel like as you get older too, it's like just more of a struggle to stay hydrated, I guess. I don't know.
What do they say? Like you need a full-time job just to have enough protein in your diet. You could really spend all day making sure you get enough protein. But really, I think it's just a little bit of everything in moderation. Like we don't need to be downing gallons of water. We need to make sure our water has enough minerals and electrolytes. And then you just need a couple bottles of water a day. Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of want you to take me through like a day in the life of Asha.
Okay.
And you tell me, like, what are you doing when you wake up? Mm-hmm. As much as you want to divulge, we're into it. Well, I feel like my audience is super into this.
I'm literally editing a reel right now, which takes forever. You know those reels where it's like, I just woke up and did ping, pong, boom. It takes so long to edit those reels.
Oh, yes.
I'm working on one now. That takes you through my morning routine. And it varies, but the staples are I wake up. I do my oral care, so a little bit of coconut pulling. So just a way to sort of also get your lymphatic system pumping a little bit and get that bacteria out of your mouth. And then I will do a little bit of breath work just to get a little bit of oxygen to the brain. Then I have my lemon water every single morning, warm water with lemon, and I switch out the teas that I'll use, some herbal tea of fennel or a dandelion root for liver support or digestion. Then I have my matcha and I take that to whatever movement I'm doing for the day, whether it's Pilates or cardio. I have to have my matcha in hand. It's like my support water bottle. Then I come home, I will shower, and then I'll dive into whatever work I have for the day. Today was so much fun. I got to come and meet you. Tomorrow I'll be right at my computer working on development. So my 9 to 5 is really making sure that I can keep Health in the Hood going. It's a nonstop job, keeping the lights on at a not-for-profit, because you are not-for-profit. We don't make any money unless we are supported by our incredible network of donors. But that's a big part of what I do, is making sure that we are able to sustain those programs and keep nutrition and wellness well alive in communities that need it so much. And then when I'm done fundraising, I will switch into social media mode and Asha Walker wellness mode and cured management mode. And that's like the 5 to 9, make a little dinner, hang out with the hubs, do it all over again.
Do it all over again. Okay, so what time are you getting away from your electronics in the evening?
Well,
are you good about that, or is that a work in progress?
It's a work in progress. I'm better than I used to be. I used to take the iPad to bed every night. It was like, it was bad. So both my husband and I are making a concerted effort to be better about that. And it also depends on what's going on. If we have a lot going on and you got to work on something at night, we make the adjustments. But we try to have, when we're here, we try to do a beach walk in the evening. And so really try to like break up that space. So work in progress.
Yes.
Getting there.
I live close to the beach too. I love the beach walk in the evening. It's just the best wind down.
After dinner for that digestion, it's just so good for your glucose levels. I can't recommend enough.
So good.
And it doesn't have to be a beach. It could be any place you can get outside and go for a walk after your last meal. It's really a special thing to do.
Yeah, that is a game changer. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, I really feel like my food is digested better. I can sleep better because in my 40s, I feel like if I eat past like 6 p.m., my food just doesn't want to digest. It wants to sit there.
Just think about it. When you're going to sleep, your body is supposed to be sleeping, not digesting. So at least 2 hours before bed. That was a hard one for me, and I don't get it right every night, but the goal is at least 2 hours before bed, 3 to 4 if you can, to stop eating. Because your system is working overtime at night when it's supposed to be resting and restoring. It's breaking down that food. So that's a huge one. And there's some really interesting data coming out now to support like just how critical that is, and like life shortening it is to eat late at night, like consistently, like have a burger at night once in a while, but having your last meal be really like when the sun is still up, eating with the sun.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Because like our ancestors didn't have lights and electricity to turn on. When the sun went down, everybody stopped eating and went to bed. Yeah. So getting back to some of those practices is always the goal in my house.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my son to not eat so late. Like he's like always wants to eat so late. Right before he goes to bed, he could take a bite of food and he'd be fine. I mean, kids, but you know.
Yeah, I know. Your system was like a tank back then.
Yeah.
So much more sensitive now. Like, you can't look at a piece of sugar without getting inflamed.
Yeah, I know. Gluten is like the killer. Are you gluten free? Like, do you follow any kind of?
I do gut sensitivity tests every couple times a year. So I just get a sense of, what things might be aggravating, what things my system finds inflammatory, what things it doesn't. I don't live and die by it, but I know that gluten and dairy, my tummy doesn't like them.
Yeah.
It doesn't like it. I love pasta. I have it, but I know what I'm doing. Like now, like a wild Friday night is like having a cacio e pepe. That's like, you're living on the edge, girl.
For sure.
Truly.
You have such beautiful skin.
Oh my gosh,
I have to know,
thank you.
Skin routines.
That might be for a whole other episode.
Yeah.
I do everything. I do everything. But the basis of my skincare regimen, one is internal to external. So what you're eating a lot of fresh fruits, a lot of vegetables, colorful foods, your skin will totally reflect that. And then I like to do regenerative practices. So a little bit of microneedling, a little bit of PRP. There's some really interesting ways to like help your skin make its own collagen and elastin. It sounds like archaic, but you're making like micro injuries and it helps your skin produce more collagen because it thinks it's injured.
Yes.
So I would prefer to do that than foreign bodies. I do love a little Botox a few times a year. I'm not going to lie. I'm a transparent girly, but you pick your poison.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like you can be, non-toxic, but I mean, I get my hair colored
in the middle of your forehead, but you only live once. My husband's like, you know what, honey, the world could end tomorrow. Get your Botox.
Yeah. Botox is not my thing. I've actually never had it, but hair color, like coloring is, I definitely get my hair colored. And
I think as long as we're cognizant of it, like if we're just going through life and just like, free taking chemicals from everywhere we're getting from our shampoos and not thinking about it, that's one thing. But if we're cognizant and we know that we're getting chemicals and exposures from different things, like as long as we can be mindful, I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah. What are you doing when you go out to eat? I'm always interested in people that are healthy and disciplined. And when you're eating out, are you talking to the chef about what they're, what kind of oil they're using? Yeah. What kind of like little adjustments are you making?
So I'm not going to go crazy at a restaurant. I make fun of my girlfriend because she asked the waiter the other day, is the kale massaged? And I was like, if you have to ask that, like, just don't get the kale. It's going to kill her. So I try not to be that person. Yeah. But I stick to sort of my basic foundational food formula is what I call it. Protein first, a vegetable, and then a complex carb. To me, then you're getting a healthy fat, you're getting your fiber, you're getting your protein, you're giving your system a nice sort of steady glucose balance instead of spiking it with a pasta. Sometimes I'll have the pasta, but I want to make sure that I'm getting those other elements as well so that I've got a nice balance. And then you're not so stressed about it, because then if you're stressed about what you're eating, it kind of ruins the whole experience and then makes it harder for your food to digest. So I try to really eat in a relaxed state and just enjoy my food and chew it really well.
I really believe that. First of all, the chewing.
Yeah.
And second of all, if you are stressed about what you are eating, I think it will have problems going through your system.
Absolutely.
That's a big one, guys. I feel like that piece of knowledge is very, very important.
That changed everything for me. Not drinking water while I'm eating, not drinking cold water, and really taking like deep breaths and chewing my food. It changed my digestion entirely. I used to be bloated all the time, and I thought it was everything under the sun. And it turns out I just needed to slow to my roll and enjoy my food.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I think not enough people are talking about that.
Yeah.
So when you drink, because I stopped drinking during my meals too.
Game changer, right?
Game changer. Yeah. Because you want those digestive enzymes actually working.
Washing them away if we're drinking water.
So how do you drink, like 30 minutes before?
I try to.
I
just try to space it out. So I'm not drinking, within 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after. Like I'm not crazy about it, but especially while I'm eating. And also club soda. Seltzer is really bad while you're eating too. It's like putting bubbles in your tummy. It makes it even harder for food to really break down and get to where it's supposed to go. So just like no liquids while you're eating is a good practice.
The bubbles. Yeah, because I don't drink alcohol, so I have turned to like a mocktail. Club soda, a mocktail or something. It's a lot of bubbles. So I need to be mindful of
know.
that.
I mean, this is too much information. I went on a limb this week and I had cabbage, and I knew that cabbage was not for me. And I was like, this is so good. I don't think I'll look at anything carbonated for like another month.
Yeah.
And it came back on me so bad. So knowing what foods set you off is important too.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have like sensitivities or allergies that you are working with?
I have an amazing functional doctor in Jupiter, and he does gut sensitivity testing like twice a year. The last time I did it, there weren't too many things. Mustard was one. What was another one? Eggs, which a lot of people are sensitive to.
Me, I'm sensitive to eggs.
So I don't again, if I'm on a vacation, there's an omelet and it looks good, I'm going to have the omelet. But at least I have that information now, and I try not to have whatever's on that list all the time. I try to mitigate.
Yeah, I do the same. Some foods are worse than others, I've noticed. But yeah, just kind of listening, being more in tune with what's going on.
Yeah. I knew that cabbage was the wrong move, but I didn't listen.
I know. I love cabbage. I mean, I love cabbage, but yeah, it doesn't really do. Man. Neither a cauliflower either is kind of a weird one for me.
Cruciferous are really they're hard to digest.
Too much.
I know.
Too much going on there.
You can blend it in a soup. That's always kind of helpful.
Yeah.
When you blend it up and steam it, that helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything that you're doing that's like, some people are into like organ meat, or is there anything like kind of out there that you're doing that you'd like to divulge?
I mean, I do all of it, but the liver meats, I ordered some liver chips and took one whiff and was like, this is not for me.
At least you know.
My domain. Yeah. Now I know liver chips are not for me. But I'll try anything once, almost anything.
Yeah.
I draw the line in some places, but I see what's the craziest wellness thing I do. Should ask my husband. I mean,
yeah, he'll be like, oh yeah, I can tell you.
He'll have a million of them. I wrap myself in castor oil and get in a sauna blanket and sweat out toxins. I jump on my trampoline every day.
I love the rebounding.
I mean, I do it all. If somebody says it's got a whiff of wellness around it, I'll try it out so I can share it with my audience and let them know if it actually works or not.
No, castor oil, are you doing it like on your liver? Like, what are you doing with the castor oil?
I do it when I sauna. So I have a sauna blanket. So I will just put it on my belly button, put it on my like big lymphatic 6 points, and then just sweat my life away for about 30 minutes. And it's amazing. You come out and you're like, I just got rid of everything.
Everything.
It feels so good.
Oh my God. It feels really good to me too. I mean, I know like sauna has been a big one. I have an infrared sauna and I do that as well. And I feel it just shows me like maybe how many toxins I'm taking in, because as soon as I come out of there, I'm like, I feel like a gazillion dollars.
And I heard something really interesting about sauna this week. When you do it, we really should be doing like 15, 20 minutes and wiping the sweat off.
Yes.
Because otherwise we're reabsorbing it and that kind of defeats the purpose. And they're really saying that like sauna is a non-negotiable now. We are just bombarded with so many chemicals and toxins, and the plastic is in the air, it's in the water. We're not going to avoid it entirely. And so if you want to really avoid or stave off chronic disease, sauna is like a kind of a non-negotiable.
How many days a week do you sauna?
Sometimes just one, sometimes none. And a great week, 3.
Yeah.
But the hair usually dictates it.
So funny you said that. Same with me. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to have to wash my hair because you cannot get away with it.
No, the sauna is a full drench situation. You are drenched head to toe.
Totally. I do the same thing. My hair is dirty. I'm like, I got to jump in the sauna. I got to get it done.
Oh yeah. Everything can wait.
Do you oil down your hair or anything?
I need to bottle this. I have a pretty incredible, it's called a pre-poo that I make out of aloe vera. Maybe this is the weirdest wellness thing I do.
Okay.
I get full on aloe vera leaves, like big stalks. I get flaxseed and I get rosemary. And I make this concoction of flaxseed gel, which is just flax seeds boiled with water. I harvest all the aloe and then I make some rosemary water, combine them, and it is the most luxurious, nurturing, nourishing shine, a little apple cider vinegar too. Shine-inducing treatment that you can use as a gel, or I use it as a pre-poo treatment. So before I wash it, the day before, I'll put it in, put braids in, and your hair is like, it's like brand new baby.
Oh my God. Well, your hair is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's working.
The part that's mine. Thank you.
I think it's definitely working.
Thank you.
So you do it like the day before and then keep that on.
I'll leave it in overnight.
Oh, I love that.
It's delicious.
I love like a hair mask. Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah. I used to oil, but that kind of dried my hair out a little bit. You got to be careful with oils. Unless you have really already, I think, moist hair, oil can sort of dry you out. I feel like oil's more for the scalp than the ends.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oil on the ends for me, but I found it just a little bit drying because I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Literally.
You're into the hair. I like that.
Yes. I would say beauty is my hobby.
Yeah. The hair's been like a journey for me. I feel like with having some thyroid issues, my hair suffered, and now I'm in like a regrowth. It's beautiful. A regrowth phase.
Yep.
And I know it goes like every 7 years. There's like a lot of stuff going on with the hair, but it has been a journey. I try not to wash it as much. Yep. And I have thin hair, so I kind of have to wash it. But I kind of try to, I don't know, I work with that. Yeah.
It's definitely a journey. Have you done any supplements?
I have. I've done the Nutrafol.
Did you find that it helped?
I did.
I think it helps. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think it helped. I have been on it off and on for like 2 years. And I do it and then I kind of take a break and then I do it again.
Same. Yeah. The pills are so big.
They are big and there's like 4 a day.
I know. They're like big horse pills. They got to figure out a tonic. That would be ideal.
That would be better.
Nutrafol. Get us a tonic.
Get us a tonic. But I did, actually my functional medicine doctor said that the Nutrafol is kind of like a multivitamin. So that
makes sense.
It's good for you in general. you know, aside from the hair.
Yeah.
But I do think more nourishment, like your hair is going to grow. Like scalp massage, I think is a big one.
Try rosemary water.
Yeah.
Make yourself, literally just boil some rosemary in some water and then put it on as a scalp treatment.
Okay.
Rosemary
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hair tips.
Okay. Report back. Let me know.
I know. I do really like that. That's a good one. Okay. So I want to talk about how do you start a nonprofit? Like, what was that whole evolution, you know, the journey of that? Because it seems like a very, very big undertaking.
You don't realize it when you do it.
Yeah.
Again, it was a calling. It was like, there's this problem that I know that I have some capacity to address. And again, it was like, there was just no turning back. Like, I kind of grew up again with two do-gooder parents that always are trying to figure out how to solve social justice issues. So it's definitely in my DNA. Yeah. And my dad, we call him the OG. He's a historian of Black history. And I call him the OG because he's the original gardener. He started urban farms when I was a kid. So
my gosh,
I did my bat mitzvah service project in an urban farm. So I always knew that you could kind of convert vacant land and engage communities. And so Health in the Hood, we really built upon his model. His organization was called Roots in the City. And so Health in the Hood really took his model and added this education component, really wove in the community engagement. We are much more deliberate about where our gardens are. So they're in residential communities. That was a big piece for us to make sure people could just walk outside their doors and be in an urban farm. But the process of starting it, I think, is just knowing that you have to get it done. And it has to be a calling because you're going to hit bumps in the road. You're going to come across problems that you don't know how to solve. But then you will solve them because you got to get through it. And so for me, it was just figuring out sort of, where does the 501c3 come in? You know, it's kind of a chicken or the egg. You have to have programming to account for before you can apply for your 501c3. So figuring out, well, do I need a fiscal agent? And how do I, get a not-for-profit to sign off so that I can get donations? And so figuring out that web took a little bit of ingenuity and commitment, but the answers are there. I think we can say, I just don't know how to do it, or you can get on Google and figure it out. I figured it out and then got an amazing team of people who were behind my mission, and it's a really easy one to get behind, creating equal food access for everyone, because healthy food is not a privilege, it's a right, and everyone should be able to have access to fresh food. It's an easy thing to get behind. So built that mission, got an amazing team, and communities are really receptive when you are like, I'm going to grow, hundreds of dollars of collard greens in your backyard, and they're yours and they're free and you deserve this. And it just totally changes and empowers communities, and kids are planting their own green beans and forever knowing that that's their green bean plant and knowing where their food comes from. And it's just this like beautiful cycle that was impossible to not figure out how to make happen.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
Thanks.
Now, okay, so you're going into communities. So what does that look like?
Yeah.
How are you getting that piece of land?
Yeah.
Like, do you own that? Is that theirs? How does that work?
We have community partners in every neighborhood, whether it's a school or a church or a municipality, and the land is all donated. So Miami real estate is incredibly expensive, but there's so much vacant land. When you drive through, a disconnected or underserved community, you'll see vacant lot after vacant lot. And we're like, that should be used for something far more productive. And so you can sort of either go through like land plotting, and if you see a lot that like we used to before we were, built our model out, we would seek out land. Now we get offers, we have waiting lists of people who would love us to build gardens on their properties. But you can really just go through the folio, the Miami-Dade County folio, see who owns a property and ask for permission to use it if it's not being used. So that was our very initial way. But the real way we get into communities is through our community partnerships. So it's also how we really build our credibility. So we're not just coming in and saying, we're going to save the day and build a farm. We're like, what do you need? And how can we help? And how can we partner with you to really bring this to fruition? Because our community members are the heart of the farms. I'm just raising the money and the ideas, but they are truly the heart of what we do.
That's so cool. And so who is tending to the garden?
Yeah. So that's another really beautiful piece of our model. We hire residents from the neighborhood. So you don't have to have any experience. We can just usually it's somebody walking by and they're like, oh, what, you got a farm here? We're like, do you want a job? They're like, yep. And that's really how we've hired almost everybody that works on our farms. All of our garden managers have just been this organic process, because when you start having truckloads of soil and cinder blocks and beautiful plants being delivered, people are like, what's going on over there? And it just really organically creates sort of a buzz and interest. And we are just so lucky that we have incredible donors that support our work and allow us to hire additional team members from the community. And it's how we're literally able to operate. Without our community members, there would be no farms.
Wow, that's really amazing. And so then once the food is grown, how do you disperse that to people?
So our gardens are very intentionally not fenced in. So they're open to the public. There's no like specific plots for one family. It's everybody's garden. Everybody can come pick whatever they want, whenever they want. We've got some rules and some signs that give people like guidance of how to pick properly. But then we also do harvest days. So we have regular harvest days where we come out, we harvest with our team, and people can just come and take huge bush loads of collards and kale and radishes and tomatoes and zucchini and all the yummy stuff.
Wow, that's really special.
It's really, really, really good.
Now, how many gardens do you have around, and are they all in Miami?
So right now they're all in Miami.
Okay.
My big vision was to have gardens all over the country, and we'll get there one day, but we're in our 11th year and we're really perfecting our local farms. So we have 3 gardens right now, and then we have a couple of satellite gardens that are like at schools or like a Lotus House women's shelter that are maintained by our partners, but we provide additional support. But the farms we maintain are in Liberty City, in Overtown, and in Opelika Miami Gardens.
Wow.
So all in Miami.
Do you ever have a problem with people, messing with the garden that should not be there?
I can count on 1.5 hands in 11 years how many times we've had any issues. And it really, the only issue we've ever had is somebody taking too many collard greens at once.
and you're
like, you know what? Yeah. You needed it. Or they stalk them the wrong way. And don't tell Nikki, my garden manager, I get texts, they took my damn collard. I'm like, it's fine. We'll put another batch in. It's okay. But vandalism, no. Theft, no. Because we're so intentional about building that community and that investment and that empowerment that the farms are really, they're part of the community. So nobody's going out there and vandalizing or stealing. There's not really anything to steal. It's all people to take.
Yeah, it's for them, for the community anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet your dad's so proud of you for doing that.
I hope so.
Does he help out? Is he?
He's got his own gig. He's trying to save, Black history in Florida. So he's onto he's in his late 80s, and this is how he spends his days. He is still sharp as a whip and literally going up and down the state telling stories of Black history that, are really important to tell right now.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so he's busy, but I know he's happy that his garden legacy is still in the air.
Yeah. It's still
in the ground.
I love that. Thanks. I love that. That's so, so special.
Thank you.
I want to know, is there anything you want to leave the audience with today about wellness, about Cured, your app, about Health in the Hood?
Oh gosh, what a big question.
I know. This is your time.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned through having 2 businesses and having this idea of wanting to share and make the world a better place is that you have to be gentle with yourself while you're doing it. So whether you're raising kids or building your career or building a project, like we have such a sort of tendency to just be hard on ourselves and just push and push. So kind of going back to what I said in the beginning of our conversation is celebrating our wins, being gentle with ourselves, and really enjoying the ride. Enjoying the journey. That's what I try to do every day. I'm like, I could just throw myself in and just let the day go by and not think like, wow, so many things had to happen to get us here. So stopping and really appreciating all those pieces, that changed a lot for me. It's a daily struggle. You got to focus on it every day. But I think being gentle with ourselves, celebrating our wins, and those are the main takeaways.
You know what? I think a big takeaway from this conversation is the being gentle aspect. And, we live in this everything has to go viral. The downloads, how many downloads do you have? All of this pressure that we put on ourselves. It's like, how about we take a look at what we created, right? And look at the things that you've created out in the world and how amazing and special that is. And that nothing happens overnight, right? Yeah. And you've built these beautiful the app that can, be like the health coach in the pocket. I love that. I'm going to refer to it like that. And, creating this beautiful mission of giving back and that it takes time. The garden doesn't grow overnight. It takes time.
So beautiful. I'm taking that
to grow.
Yeah. Yes. And it takes nourishment and nurturing and the right foods and the right soil consistency. And so, yeah, I love that. That's a beautiful full circle,
You can
girl.
use that.
Yes, I totally am. Full circle.
Full circle for sure. Oh my gosh. So because this is the cinnamon effect.
Yes.
And I use cinnamon as kind of a metaphor of what I think makes life better, sweeter, healthier, more fulfilling. I want to know, what is your cinnamon effect in life?
Ooh, what makes life sweeter and more fulfilling? I'm going to go back to enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
Enjoying the journey. Like, the goal is to be present. My goal is always to be present because we're here for like a minute.
Yeah.
It's a flash. And I want to say that I enjoy I don't think of death as a, morbid, sad, horrible thing. I want to live every day so that when it is my time, I'm like, peace out, I did this right. and I can't do that unless I'm present and enjoying every single minute.
Yeah. I love that. I am going to ask you to forward think a little.
Okay.
Do you have any goals for the future?
Yeah. So stay tuned. We have some really fun in real life cured events. So taking the app from, just being living in your phone to real life activation. So we're doing a cured clean dinner series, doing some more wellness events and longevity events. And there might be a cured cookbook percolating in the mix. So focusing on these recipes that I've been curating over the years. So, and then ultimately getting Health in the Hood to a place where it's sustained and has a really long runway, and we're not kind of fighting for our lives every year. Those are the 5-year plans, and we are really just drive forward.
Those are big plans.
Yeah.
Those are really big plans. Beautiful plans.
Gonna bite off what I can chew.
Well, keep me posted on the events.
Yeah.
Keep me posted on all the stuff.
I will.
Because I love that.
Thank you.
What was I going to ask? Oh, I just left my head.
5-year plans.
Yes, 5-year plans. How do people donate to Health? Can they?
I love that question. The best question of the day.
I know. I figured. Let's plug that because it's such a beautiful mission.
So you can go to our website, healthinthehood.org. It's the first button. Donate. It's a big one. And gifts large and small. We have literally every possible way to participate in giving, whether it's corporate sponsorships, community partnerships, in-kind giving, volunteering, board seats. There's really kind of a real plethora, but what we really need are dollars for that support so that we can keep growing our communities into healthy, informed neighborhoods.
Yes. Okay. So they can find you healthinthehood.com.
.org.
Healthinthehood.org.
Yep.
How else can they find you? Social media?
So social media, and then my website's pretty easy, AshaWalkerWellness.com.
Okay. And you're Asha Walker on
Asha Walker Wellness on Instagram.
Asha Walker Wellness on Instagram.
Yes.
You put out great content. I love it. I love following you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun. I hope I can come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
Great.
You're a friend for life.
Yay. So fun. Okay, do you know the difference though between regular cinnamon and Ceylon cinnamon? Has anyone ever asked you about that?
Oh my gosh, no. Tell me.
Well, you must know this if you have the cinnamon effect.
I think I have both of them in my cupboard. But
which one do you think is healthier?
Ooh, the Ceylon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as tasty, but it is. It's easier. It's the bark that it comes from.
Okay.
I think it's the cassia bark is the regular cinnamon, and it's actually, it can be a little much on your liver if you have it every single day, like I do my matcha. Oh. So cinnamon is, if you're going to have it a little bit is fine, but if you're going to have it every day, Ceylon is definitely the safer and healthier option.
And it's Ceylon.
Yeah.
Ceylon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
I was dying to tell you
first
that.
First guest to ever do that, and I love that.
Me.
So don't eat it every day. You can eat regular cinnamon every day, but don't eat the Ceylon every day.
No, you want the Ceylon every day.
Oh, you want the Ceylon every day?
Ceylon every day. Okay. Regular limit.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This could be the most groundbreaking tip of all
ever.
The Cinnamon Effect episodes.
That's amazing. This is so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Asha.
Kidding? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Cinnamon Effect. If you enjoyed our time together, don't forget to hit that follow button on your podcast app and sprinkle a little love by leaving us a 5-star rating and a quick review. Your support means the world to me. For even more goodness, check out the show notes where you'll find links to some of my favorite products. And don't forget to visit thecinnamoneffect.com to connect with me directly or to grab your TCE gratitude journal, your next step towards a more grateful life. I can't wait to spice things up with you again next time. Stay vibrant, stay inspired, and remember to add a little cinnamon to your life every day.